part of what really turned me on to the aspen trees was a hike during an early fall snowstorm. And the trees were covered in snow. And so a big landscape that could have multiple colors, and especially yellow in this case, it all went away. And the only thing I could see were the black eyes. And it really gave me a sense that they were looking at me. I do feel that there is a communication going on with them. So it was important to me to sort of reveal that information and that possibility that could exist, when we're not there. A lot of my work is about one or two trees, really tight, really close up, and usually something that sort of draws the trees together, whether it's the eyes or the lines of the trees, the colors, the light on the trees or the lack of light on the trees. I think that's all important and significant in telling that story. I compose and create my ideas on the computer, and that's how I get my layouts and my ideas for my paintings. I will start to manipulate the image and break it apart. So in a sense, I'm sort of drawing, but really more like composing. So I'll spend hours and hours just sitting here manipulating the image until I feel like there's something that I may want to try. The new work that I'm doing over the last year has been more abstracted in the backgrounds and in the trees, so it doesn't require so much conceptual work up front. I can see exactly how nature puts colors together. So you can see how I use the real life version and how I obtain a color palette. Some of the paintings could have up to 10 layers, and some colors never even end up showing through the painting. So I could have red and green in a brown painting and you never see the red and the green. I prefer a brush and some kind of liquid pigment as opposed to a dry medium. I paint on birch plywood. I do a lot of scraping and a lot of wet sanding, even with medium and with turpentine, to give it a really nice, silky, smooth finish. And I finish that off then for final presentation with wax. I know that I've been thinking visual thoughts and trying to transpose those thoughts since I was 5. But I've always made art for other people, and I never really made art for myself. And so after you've made art for other people for 20 years, you get to a point when you think, I would really like to make art for myself. And then it doesn't become a pastime, and it's the art that you want to make. I think one of the things that I'm so intrigued about by the aspen trees is that they're all connected. They're from the same root system, same species, and I think that's very interesting how it relates to humanity. I mean, we are all connected in some way, shape, or form. They form or they grow where burns have happened. I had a friend once tell me that it seemed like the aspen tree healed the earth, which I thought was very profound. Very poetic.